On November 4th, 2011, a woman was found shot to death inside her home near Bonners Ferry, Idaho. She had been dead for nearly a day before anyone reported it. She didn't show up to work. Friends were worried and even went and drove to her house to find her.
Oh, shit.
What followed was a trial that centered on whether it was an accident or a deliberate act.
Interesting. Welcome back to the Lethal Library. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Dani.
And we are here to tell you yet another true crime story straight out of Taterland, aka Idaho, aka the 208. Dani's already given us a pretty good intro, and I'm already interested into where this could be going.
I'm just dumb. No reason.
You know what? And I feel like that's the theme of a lot of our cases. What it actually boils down to, when you reduce it, people are dumb. And,
I'll just give you a little. Sometimes really stupid people tattle on themselves.
Sure. No, I think I've talked, because what's funny is, and I don't know if you get this, Dani, is since I'm into true crime, and I wouldn't even consider myself a super fan. Like, I am not aware of all of the big cases and all of but I do listen to it on my commute, and I like what we do, but I am not the expert by any means. And even with that, with what I've seen from listening to hundreds of cases, us doing, I think this is over 50, I'm not sure when we're going to release, but over 50 cases of our own. If you think you're smart enough to get away with a murder, and for the true crime girlies, I know that that's a common thing of like, since I listen to so much, I could pull it off. I feel like I used to think that, and now really getting into things, it would have to be so perfect to be able to pull off the perfect crime. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the chances, I feel like you could win the lottery 3 times before getting away with a murder, for sure.
And unfortunately, the people that get away with it are because it's not good investigators. It's not because they're genius. It's because
shitty investigation.
It's the justice system, and starting with
loopholes.
Yeah. Or just, police detectives just not
looking fuck or knowing what to do. I don't feel there's enough.
So it's not that you're special if you get away with it. It's you had help because there's stupid people looking into it.
Very lucky. Yeah. So just people are always like, oh my gosh, you could probably murder someone. And I'm like, I wouldn't even dare.
No.
Like, I wouldn't do it regardless. Right. But even knowing what
I know. Not the morality part, right? Like, that's not a question. It wouldn't happen. But if you thought you were
I would never think that I was sly enough, because some people have been incredibly sly and plotted out. I love the one that I think Dateline covered recently. I've heard it a few times before in other podcasts, but where the husband pushed his wife's car down into a ravine on a snowy night, and it was full of gas cans. And he tricked his mother into letting him borrow her car. And he had planned, turned his own security cameras off, said he was going on a walk with the dogs. They're like, but funny, you didn't show up on anyone else's security camera on the route. Like,
he was trying to be super sly.
He had planned this to, I won't say immaculate detail, but incredible detail that you don't normally see. And he still fucking failed. Failed at it.
He was cheating on his wife, right?
Yes.
He wa-
Yes.
Look, I'm all yes. That's not a way to just get a divorce, bro. Anyway, don't be killing about it.
Please, divorce is a tool. And let's please keep that as a tool for.
And I think his girlfriend was married too, or whatever, his fling.
Right. And it's
Just both of you get divorces
leave.
and deal with the consequences. And you know what? There's going to be consequences to a separation, regardless
There's going
if
to
you're
be a
cheating
different
or not.
lifestyle.
So just take your lumps.
I know going from a dual income to a single income, especially in this
I
economy,
think they were rich.
affects a lot of people.
But just take your lumps if you're over it. Don't be murdering about it, okay? Thank you.
It'll be a lot simpler in the short run, in the long run.
And you won't be in prison with some big scary dude.
And also, what I always think about is I feel like a lot of people that do the murdering, it is typically men, but sometimes the women are doing
We've
this as
covered
well.
some women.
And they're murdering their husbands. Of thinking of what that really does to your children, I feel like that's largely absent both ways. Is the father or whoever's murdering is only thinking of their own gain and what their life can look like, but not even thinking of the role that the mother or the partner plays in the children's lives and how that's going to affect them.
But these are typically narcissistic or off the rocker people.
Yeah. You got something truly wrong with you. Don't be out there murdering.
Thank you, Steph. That was a good PSA.
We might continue to use that if you hear that repeated.
The more you know.
We might think we're smart because we're listening to the true crime, but if there's anything that it's shown is there's always a breadcrumb left somewhere.
You can't plan it. Resources used today. I got a variety here. Bonner County Daily Bee, the Times News, which I heart, and Bonners Ferry Herald.
I gotta say, I love the name, the Daily Bee.
It's very cute.
So cutesy.
Anna Karina Jill Old moved back to Idaho in the Bonners Ferry area in the spring of 2011 after living for a time in Washington. She had previously lived in Alaska with her husband, Mel, until his death from cancer. After being widowed, she relocated several times before returning to northern Idaho. Anna was a native of Sweden, but she had family in Sandpoint and in Washington and was known in the Bonners Ferry area. And she was known for riding a yellow Harley motorcycle with her dog Charlie in a sidecar.
Girl, get it.
She worked occasional jobs for Wildwood Transportation and was described as reliable. Quote, Anna was very punctual, Victoria Rogers said. If Anna said she was going to be there, she would be there. John August Funkhouser had entered Anna's life after her husband's death and initially served as a source of support. Their relationship became romantic, but that didn't last. They remained connected and later lived together on Deep Creek Loop in, hard word for me. And I should know this because it's an Idaho town, but I've never heard of it. Moravia? Anyways, it's south of Bonners Ferry.
Yeah, that's
We'll just leave it there.
Your guess is as good as mine on that one.
They had moved to the Bonners Ferry area from the Washington coast, though it was not really clear if they moved together or whether he followed her.
Could make a difference.
But inside the home, they did have separate bedrooms. Because they were romantically involved. They're not sure how long that romantic involvement was, but at some point it was broken.
And listen, I know that the separate bedrooms isn't wasn't, I should say, as common in these years. But now it's becoming even more common for people that are definitely romantically involved to have separate bedrooms or sleeping areas. Because listen, in this economy, we got to at least sleep. That's the one thing this economy, hopefully, we could find ways to have some rest.
And you all know how I hurt my sleep.
Oh,
But check out our TikTok.
I heart my sleep too, even though Dani and I are on different schedules. I can be an absolute baby when it comes to sleep. And I'm a very punctual person. I'm a very go to work person. But if something happens to where I get like 2 hours of sleep in the night, I'm sorry. I know that I'm going to be worthless. I could do it. I have done it. That is something that could make me maybe not show up, or maybe show up a half the day later or something.
A little late. Yeah.
Oh, I'm surely going to be late.
I'm calling in sick if I only get 2 hours of sleep. I'm just saying, for whatever reason. I'm just saying.
It's just, sleep is so important. And I think that, especially in America, that's not. People are like, rise and grind, bitch. No, I'm not rising and grinding.
I got up at 4 this morning.
No, Tanny, you're a fucking psychopath.
I didn't want to get up at 4. But us old people. Sleep. Anyway.
You're up getting your coffee.
I was. I had 3 cups of coffee before 7 a.m.
Get it, girl. Whatever you got to do. We got to do what we got to do.
I wish it would just give me a little, pep in my step, and it's not doing it anymore because I'm such a...
Like, what are we supposed to do in this economy? Cocaine?
Oh, the research would be abundant.
Let me tell you. Dana said, let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
If cocaine was legalized, you'd be getting 7-part episodes every time. We would know his daily habits, all of his friends, personal interviews, court documents out the wazoo. We need money for that.
Yeah, definitely.
In addition to cocaine. Just kidding. We're not doing cocaine. We don't have the desire to do cocaine.
And nowadays, even if I wanted to ever try it, which I've never, ever partaken.
It's been said. It has been said.
You
can't trust it.
No, it scared the shit out of me. So, not partaking. Anna told friends that she began seeing someone new and was attempting to end her relationship with Funkhouser. She gave him a deadline to move out and offered to provide him with a travel trailer so that he would have a place to live.
Generous.
Because Anna's being very generous. Like, this isn't working for me. I know we're roomies right now, but it still feels like you're fucking clingy.
But I got you, U-Haul.
Yeah. I borrowed my friend's travel trailer. You can go live outside in the backyard, but I'm going to keep doing me.
But go on, get.
Yeah.
Go on, get.
Yeah. She told those close to her that he was clingy and made her feel guilty about their relationship or lack thereof. She described Funkhouser that he had a violent temper, saying he would yell and throw things. Although he never struck her, we know how that works.
And I just got to touch on that. I know that this is more known now. If someone is throwing and breaking things around you, especially if it's consistent, they're just showing you what they would like to do to you. Truly.
It's not okay.
Ladies and some men, it is not okay on either side. We have to be adults and talk through things. That's weird.
Throw temper tantrums like we're 9.
Yes.
Or 4.
I will say I've had people do that around me, and it just gives me the immediate, for one, danger red flag, but secondly, also the ick of like, what are we doing? Are you a toddler? It's just...
And most of the time they are.
-10 stars. Do not recommend.
Anna told her friends that he had fired a gun at a television inside the home, leaving a bullet hole in the wall.
I'm sorry. Why are we shooting the television? If this was over a sports game or something, that would make me even more.
No, she said that he had a violent temper.
Yeah, no. If the throwing things was a red flag, the shooting things is a dumpster fire in your bedroom. Like,
that's an immediate. When Anna didn't arrive at work on November 4th, 2012, Victoria Rogers, owner of the Wildwood Transportation, became concerned. Like she said, Anna was on time.
punctual.
She had employed Anna on occasional basis. After receiving calls regarding her absence, Victoria went to the Deep Creek Loop residence to check on her. Quote, "In my gut, I felt like something was wrong," she said.
And if anyone's ever been like on a team or managed employees,
You just know.
When
like,
that-
oh, this person's late, they're getting coffee. This person
is never late.
or definitely never no show, no call.
Mm-hmm. Not good.
So Victoria grabbed her son and went to the house. Smart move. Just to have another person.
Get eyes. We need eyes on the situation.
When they arrived at the house, John Funkhouser leaned out of a second-story window and asked what they wanted. Victoria said she told him they were looking for Anna, and he replied that she was at work. Victoria's like, no, she's not. Funkhouser then came out of the house. "I knew when I saw him," Victoria said. "He was wasted, but not on alcohol. He could barely talk or walk."
What was it? What do you think he was wasted on?
I think he was drunk. I don't know. Maybe he's high too. I don't know.
Some people like to do a multitude of substances.
Victoria said it appeared he was wearing a pair of Anna's shorts, which seemed unusual. And she saw dried blood on his forehead. Funkhouser told Victoria he did not know where Anna was. He said he had passed out at about 8 p.m. after Anna gave him some sleeping pills and that he had not seen her since. He was all doped up, Victoria said. She contacted the sheriff's department shortly afterward and reported his unusual behavior. "My friend is missing," or my employee, obviously still a friend if she's driving out to check on her. "And I showed up and her roommate is acting like a fucking idiot."
He's got blood on him. He's trashed. Thought she was at work. She certainly wasn't at work.
So I think this kind of shook Funkhouser into some kind of a little bit of
Snap out of it?
reality game, because at about 1:45, Funkhouser called 911 and told dispatchers he wanted to report a murder.
Report a murder, not a missing person.
He told the dispatcher that he had shot and killed Anna in the Deep Creek Loop home that they shared.
What a revelation.
This guy's a fucking D-bag. Deputies arrived at the residence at about 2 p.m. 15 minutes for that call. Golly, it might have been.
I'd be skirting. I'd be Tokyo drifting. And listen, this is a more rural place. We haven't even heard of the town. We've lived in Idaho our whole lives.
Yeah, I'm like,
so who knows how long it takes.
It might have been a little haul, right? Just like that one we did where it was like it was faster to drive to this sheriff's office versus going to the sheriff's office. It was actually the county it was in. So anyways, I imagine it was rural. So 15 minutes, not a bad time. But still, somebody just said, "I'd be murdering."
I'd be wanting to get there.
I bet you they were Tokyo drifting. I feel.
They could have been Tokyo drifting.
They got there about 2 p.m. and they met Funkhouser outside of the home. He was taken into custody without incident. Inside the residence, Boundary County Chief Deputy Rich Stevens made first contact with Anna's body, which had been covered with a yellow floral patterned comforter. She appeared to have been dead for some time. She had been dead for an undetermined amount of time when we arrived on scene, Stevens said. A single gunshot is what killed her. Officers secured the residence and began collecting evidence. Please do a good job.
Please.
Items recovered at the scene included a .38 caliber handgun, 2 bullet casings, a box of .38 ammunition, a liquor bottle.
Liquor?
Liquor?
Yes, liquor.
And a liquor store receipt. Yeah, you're getting the damn thing done. Mm-hmm. And Funkhouser's vomit was found in the bathroom sink. You couldn't even make it to the toilet, bro?
Yeah. Who's puking in the sink if there's a toilet? I mean,
somebody who's on fucking sleeping pills and drinking.
And maybe did something crazy.
Yeah, and made you sick to your stomach because morally it should. One bullet casing was later determined not to be related to the shooting.
Why is there unrelated casings? What was happening in this house? Very strange.
I wonder if that was the bullet casing for the TV. Maybe.
Great point. Fantastic point.
Why
we be shooting up the house? Why is this a regular occurrence?
And the reason you think I don't know my story is because I've researched it and then we record later and I couldn't tell you what episode 47 was at this point. It's like
we can't hold that information.
So a lot of I'm like, I don't know if I wrote this down because I don't know if I wrote it down or not.
But you've got the feeling.
I got it in my brain somewhere if I dig deep enough. Funkhouser told deputies and an Idaho State police investigator that he had shot Anna. He was arrested at the scene and booked into the Boundary County Jail as Idaho State Police and the Boundary County Sheriff's Office continued their investigation. During the investigation, Funkhouser admitted that he had been unemployed and had been depressed over the breakup. You know, I just kind of feel like Anna didn't think it was a breakup. She's like, you know what, this just isn't for me.
She's like, we're parting ways. I'm
breakup is just like, I don't know the debt. Like maybe they were friends and then maybe they had a few
benefits. They had a few benefits.
And then she was like, not for me.
And especially living at my house. Because listen, friends with benefits is a lot easier if you do not live together. Living together with anyone, I don't care if it's your best friend, your sister, your brother, your mother, like, no, that is a whole different thing. So she could have been like, oh, this is not working, which is, from what I'm hearing, I could totally say fair. Yeah.
Say fair, sis. Yeah. But I don't know. I think a breakup is being a little dramatic as far as
I wonder if she was alive, if she would have classified it that way.
Right.
Where she would have been like, no, yeah, we fooled around.
Yes.
Certain times. But we were not boyfriend and girlfriend. So I wonder.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't say, I was just going through a divorce and it made me depressed. And you weren't even married, bitch. All right.
Go and get.
He said he believed Anna might have been seeing someone else. She was. He owned a subcompact .38 caliber Grindle P10 semi-automatic handgun, which he said he kept to deal with the predators that had been killing his chickens.
Okay. I can even somewhat get behind that because rural.
Yeah. Look, if you're not sitting in a subdivision.
But a 38 for what, like, are we talking coyotes?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean.
Mountain lions, I feel like that's more of like a mountain lion bear. 38?
Yeah.
I feel like a 38 could put something down. And listen, you're allowed to put it down however you want.
Yeah.
But Don't they call a 38? I feel like it has the reputation of a woman scorned uses a 38.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, I think
Okay.
you're right.
I'm not a super gun person, but a 38 special,
Yeah.
like that's
Well,
what, that's what you use to shoot your husband.
I have a 38. That's the gun I chose.
Jared.
No, look, I have it specifically to go fishing.
It's a good gun.
I didn't want a heavy gun, so mine's super light. Because look,
So that's why it has this reputation.
I am not, and it's not a big gun for me, and it's
Manageable.
and it's actually a revolver. You know, you have to click, like it's not an automatic. It's not going to unintentionally go, like you have to
But
pull
a
the trigger.
revolver leaves no casings.
Correct. Look at you, stuff.
But you do have to.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of other court cases where I've heard like that, and that's where I have a little bit of knowledge is like I know that it doesn't leave a casing. It's not popping out a casing. However, people have been judged because you have to make the conscious decision to cock
no, and that's
back
why I chose
and do it again and do it again.
I chose that gun because I wanted to make sure it was very intentional if it went off, because I am not carrying it. I didn't want a gun.
Well, and who knows how you're going to react. So at
I
least,
did not want, I don't even want to carry a gun on my
but
hip.
Dani does need a gun because the area that she's fishing, there
I
are
go fish
mountain
by
lions,
myself a lot, and we have very large cats.
bears.
And, you know, I used to be scared of bears. I see their scout all the time.
For the most part, bears do not want nothing to do with
Cats
anyone.
will fucking stalk you, and that scares the shit out of me because you can't even hear when you're down on the water. So, after
Ninjas.
two showed up at our cabin in 1 year,
Done.
I said, Dad, I need to buy a gun. And he took me and bought me a gun. And I've shot it literally 5 times in a can, just so I know what it feels like. And then when I go fishing by myself, I have it. But I hate it. I fucking hate. I don't want to carry a gun.
But the calibers of guns do have a reputation for what they're for. Doesn't mean that that's the only thing they're for. No. But I've always heard a 38 is for shooting your husband.
It does fit in the purse.
and that's probably why the lightness, the not putting the casing.
It's very manageable for me. So, but also with that same thing, Anna had been telling people that she was moving the chickens to a friend's house because they were getting killed. So some validity to there that he was worried about the chickens. I get that.
And you do need to protect your farmland and your
You do need to
livestock.
protect those egg layers. I love eggs.
Or even if you have like goats or sheep. Yeah. Sometimes you got to shoot an animal that's coming after them.
You got to do her. Detectives said on the evening of November 3rd, 2011, Anna was inside the home she shared with Funkhouser. She had put on her nightgown and was preparing to retire early for a 3:30 a.m. work shift the following morning.
Ooh.
But at some point between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m., Funkhouser entered her bedroom where a .38 caliber handgun rested on top of a dresser. He picked up the weapon and pressed it against the back of her head to, quote, get her attention. He said she moved or twisted away and the gun discharged.
This is the excuse.
This is as good as it gets.
Piss poor. And I just cannot. The laughing is because it is truly ridiculous. It is truly. I decided to go in someone's room and put a gun to their head, and then they squirmed weirdly. Why did they have to squirm so weirdly?
I wouldn't have shot him if she
Stay the fuck out of people's rooms and don't put guns to their heads, you stupid fuck. Thank you. I know that was. With some of this shit, Dani, I'm like, any normal person, male or female, someone comes into your room and puts a gun to the back of your head.
It's not like, hey, how you doing?
Or
I
we
mean,
should
what
talk.
the fuck are you doing?
So whether they have a gun or not, I'm jumping.
Yeah. And she was already fully aware of his violent tendencies. She'd already told
She
friends.
wants him to go.
And she wants him out of there. Oh, sis, why'd you have that gun out?
The jealousy, the weird cleanness. No, women know. And so women, again, your,
But,
your intuition is telling you that for a reason.
But she probably didn't think that he would.
Oh, no, you never do. You're like, things are getting a little weird. I'm trying to calm the waters. Like, this isn't working. Amiable. She was getting him a truck herself. Like, I will help you.
I'm going to find you a trailer.
Still being nurturing.
That's what we do.
This is going to drive me fucking crazy, Danny. Hey friends, we want to talk about some of the subjects that are a little bit heavier on our podcast. Abuse isn't your fault, and there are safe, confidential ways to get help. Domestic violence doesn't always look the same. It isn't just bruises or broken bones. It can be about controlling money, isolating you from your friends, constant surveillance, or threats against your kids and pets. Abuse thrives in silence, and breaking that silence is the first step to safety. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is available 24/7. Call 1-800-799-SAFE or 7233 or text START to 88788. You can also chat at thehotline.org. Advocates can help safety plan with you even if you're not ready to leave. If you're worried that your device is being monitored, it may be safest to call. Teens and young adults can also contact Love is Respect at 866-331-9474 or text Love Is to 22522. For Native American and Alaska Native survivors, Strong Hearts Native Helpline offers culturally specific 24/7 support at 844-7-NATIVE. If you or someone near you is in immediate danger, please call 911. You deserve safety.
The bullet entered Anna's right lower neck and exited under her left eye, killing her instantly. She fell outside of her bedroom, and when she was found, she was curled up on her left side with blood pooled beneath her body, indicating that she hadn't been moved from where she fell.
Okay.
An empty bullet casing consistent with the weapon was found near her right foot. The handgun was later located on the kitchen table, and there was no evidence of a physical struggle. But she turned and surprised him.
Right. After he had went into her room.
To get her attention. After the shooting, Funkhouser covered her body with a yellow floral patterned comforter. He sustained a laceration to his forehead, which he said occurred when he fell down the basement stairs. I'm only giggling because he was fucked up.
And it sounds like he's just a general dipshit, so...
You deserved that.
Yeah.
Inside the residence, investigators later recovered, like I said, that liquor bottle, the ammunition, the vomit. Anna had remained inside the home through the whole following drunk ass or whatever he was on day, right? Coming out in her shorts with blood on his forehead to talk to her friend.
To wear a women's pair of shorts in... What year was this?
2011.
There were... most women were not wearing, like, basketball shorts. This was the era of, like, juicy couture shorts that you roll up. Or even the Sophie shorts.
Or maybe even some cute cargos, but they are not fitting a man.
No. Yeah, why in the fuck are you wearing... And this isn't anything to be hateful, but no man living at another woman's house with supposedly their own clothes or something as an alternative. Women's shorts?
That's my first pick.
Very strange,
you don't have a pair
sir.
of sweatpants hanging around.
No sweats,
No
no.
baggy jeans make you feel comfy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is November.
But even some flare pants, some tighter, because it was not the skinny jeans era yet.
No.
Some flare pants that on a thin man would just look like probably regular pants. No, or even just your own underwear, your own boxer briefs.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Where are your clothes? You have no clothes that you could wear to answer the
Do you
door?
need to do some fucking laundry, bro?
Or
It just,
no,
it
it's
really just,
suspicious.
I think the utter chaos and his
Grab something, put it on.
inebriations that he was under, whether it's the
Right.
sleeping pills, and he just, there was definitely not a thought process there.
Mm-hmm.
But Anna laid there for 22 fucking hours in that house before he called
At
911.
best.
Yeah. On November 10th, 2011, Funkhouser was charged with second-degree murder in Boundary County Court for the shooting death of Anna Old. She was 43. He remained in jail on $1 million bond, and a preliminary hearing was scheduled for November 18th before Judge Don Swanstrom. I hope I nailed that. If convicted, he faced 10 years to life. I do not like these low limits.
That's such a I feel like it doesn't set enough precedent. 10 years to life. 10 years when you can probably get out in 5 versus living the rest of your life. That's incredibly different.
I just feel like the standard should be much higher for murder.
Can we get
Second
can we
degree
get it more defined?
Yeah. Such a big gap. Like, it just, yeah.
And I understand the need to take it on a case by case because there's other aggravating factors of things that you can be like, well, they did X, Y, Z, which are the technical aggravating factors. But still, like the possibility that someone could get off with 5 years or maybe even less than that for a murder? Wow. I don't know about that.
Rich Stevens, Boundary County Chief Deputy Sheriff, stated that there was no history of violence in Funkhouser's background. Did you check the TV, bro?
Why was the TV shot? TV didn't do nothing to nobody.
Wasn't even talking back.
Hello?
After a search warrant was issued, the Boundary County Sheriff's Office recovered the murder weapon, described as that small silver handgun. Stevens addressed the nature of the charge and the relationship between the two. We are trying to be careful of characterizing Funkhouser's as Old's boyfriend, referring to Anna Old. Stevens said, all we know is that there may have been a romantic relationship there prior to this, and that may have led to what had happened. He further explained the meaning of the charge. It was not premeditated murder and not an accident. It was an intentional, and we are trying to prove it, Stevens said.
And that's tough to prove. Not premeditated, but not an accident. So it wasn't premeditated, but you did meditate, and it wasn't a oopsie.
No, and that's what I was like, but it was not an accident. Because that's Funkhouser's whole thing right now.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was just trying to snuggle up to her, and the gun happened to be at the base of her head as I was saying hello.
Just trying to... Will you talk to me?
Has anyone ever tried to say hello to a woman while she's sleeping and just give a cutesy little snuggle?
With the muzzle of a gun.
I thought that women love to cuddle. Oh, okay.
Fucking deep.
I guess I'm wrong.
Funkhouser remained in custody as the investigation continued. A competency evaluation was ordered before he entered a plea. His public defender, Sarah Woods, requested the preliminary hearing to be postponed so he could undergo the evaluation. After passing the competency evaluation, he faced the charge in court and later entered a not guilty plea on April 23rd, and the case was set for trial. Probably should have looked at that plea.
Yeah, might have been a better opportunity for you.
Actually, fucker rot. The second-degree murder trial of Funkhouser was set for August 27th, 2012. Boundary County Deputy Prosecutor Holt told jurors that Funkhouser reacted irrationally and selfishly to Anna's demand that he move out of the home. And I'm telling you, I don't think she probably was like, hey, I just think demand's a strong word. I don't think Anna was like, get the fuck out. I think it was more like, hey.
To get someone a truck to help them instead of just throwing their shit out. And can I just say, I feel like this is a very unique sect of men. So I'm not saying all men. Disclosure. But I feel like there are so many men that they get with a woman that has their own car, own house, own job. And then they are like, and you can find it by the way that they say things. Honey, I'm using the car. The car? Do you mean my car?
Yeah.
And so then they're like, you see these girls and women that are being dropped off at their own jobs by these, and this is not a term that I coined, but I think it's hobosexuals, like homeless. And so they're getting with a woman to essentially be like, I could have my own car if I just use her car. And now, without marriage, without anything else, they're like,
it's theirs.
This is my life. So this house being hers, or this apartment, whatever it is, and him being like, but this is my house. I can, that's the vibes I'm getting. That's why I'm providing this context. I would just
like to remind everybody he was unemployed at the time.
And so, but yeah, that term I didn't coin. I don't love it, but it's still, I feel like I can see why people use that term, because you're homeless, but you're specifically targeting
shacking up with
women that can support you. And babe, and listen, I've been with a man like this. I put in 12 applications today.
Did you though?
Spoiler alert, they didn't. They were not put in. There was no plan of ever getting a job. You know, I think women, we want to prop people up and see the potential and this and that. And in some cases it might work. Overall, it does not work. Stop doing that.
Defense counsel Linda Payne argued that while Funkhouser was inebriated and acting reckless with a firearm, there was no evidence that her client meant to kill Anna.
It was a oopsie, Judge.
Dude, if you point a gun at anybody, then your full intention is to kill them.
And in some cases, even if you do not pull the trigger, you are judged accordingly, like with brandishing, even in stand your ground states or castle doctrine states. If you are pulling a gun on someone outside of your home.
I wish I knew what the minimum I wish I knew what the sentencing range for that was. I bet you it's not less than 5.
Or maybe you might not get prison, because I will tell you that I've known of an acquaintance's acquaintance that was in a road rage incident where someone was road raging them and followed them into their own neighborhood. And they kind of did like a little Yui, because they were like, I can't go to my house. Right, I don't want to go to my house. Yeah. And they had a gun in the car and they brandished it, and the other person left. That person had no prior convictions, lost all their guns, I don't know what the charge was, but they became a felon, couldn't vote. I don't think that they got any jail time. They could have. But so to know that someone who actually shot someone could get realistically 5 years is wild to me.
I should have looked that up. Damn it. It was presented in the trial that they were a former couple who kept separate bedrooms in the time leading up to the shooting. Funkhouser acknowledged he pressed the gun to the back of her head to get her attention.
Because there's no other way to do it. The bullshittery. I don't know how we can get
And you know what? That his defense attorney let him lead with this is dumb.
Listen, y'all haven't ever had to get someone's attention by pressing a firearm into the base of their neck, into their skull?
And then, of course, we got the part where he says the weapon discharged when she moved. Not even my
She
fucking fault,
moved.
bro.
If she would have just not moved, I mean, I'm sorry, you can't keep calm when a gun is at the base of your neck. Are you dumb? Like, that's what I'm feeling from the defense of like, well, fuck, don't be jumpy when someone is threatening your life with a gun at the base of your neck, and this won't happen to you. Hate it. I hate it. That was me, thumbs down, 0 out of 10 stars for the defense. Like, I just don't. This is why I always struggle with defense, because I feel like they have to be so ride or die for their clients and really stand behind their argument. And I understand that they have to do that. They have to do that.
Eddie, why did you even fucking look? And fuck him. I'm not saying this, but as a defense, he deserves.
I don't know how people do it.
But as a defense attorney, I'd be like, you D-bag. You fucking talked to the police and told them that you accidentally
I'm not standing behind that as your defense.
So we need to change some stories. Okay? Find a good one that's halfway believable, because that ain't it.
Because that's your reputation, that's your career. And listen, I understand that it's important for our defense system or our judicial system that you have someone that goes 10 toes down for you.
Or die for you. Yeah.
And you deserve that. But for the people that do it, I'm just in awe of them. And that's what I've learned. Because some people go on Dateline 10 years later when there's like DNA evidence, camera evidence, and they're like, I'm sorry, my client wasn't there. What? My client just simply wasn't there. It was just someone that looked exactly like them with their exact same DNA profile. They probably have a twin out there somewhere and nobody knew it. And they're like,
twinning.
Is that your man? It's my man. And I'm sticking by him. Shut up. I could never. Props to those that do. What the fuck?
Jurors heard closing arguments after 4 days of proceedings. So, short trial, relatively, for a murder trial. I mean, we've seen shorter.
Good deliberation, though. 4 days? Was that what it was?
No, that's just 4 days of proceedings. So the jurors heard closing arguments. Okay. After several hours of deliberation, the jury returned a unanimous verdict finding John August Funkhouser guilty of second-degree murder. The verdict concluded that the homicide was not premeditated, but deliberate.
Yeah.
A motion by the defense to have the case heard outside of Boundary County due to pretrial publicity was fucking denied before all of this. And Funkhouser remained in custody while sentencing was pending. On November 1st, 2012, so almost to a year, straight up, Funkhouser was sentenced to a fixed 6 years in prison and an indeterminate 30 years.
The range does not make sense.
He was credited with his 352 days served. That's how close we were to 365. Restitution was to be determined, and court costs of $240 were imposed.
Oh, yeah. Ouch.
In first district court, Judge John F. Mitchell addressed Funkhouser directly. I do sense some remorse in your role of killing Anna Old, Mitchell said. adding that Funkhouser appeared more concerned with what was going to happen to him than with Anna's death and his part in it. That's disturbing, the judge said. He addressed Funkhouser's statements that the firearm was touchy and that Anna backed into him, causing it to fire, and he said, yeah, he rejected that explanation. The evidence shows that you pulled the trigger, Mitchell said. He stated there was no proof the gun was fired more than once that day and noted that Funkhouser knew the power of the pistol he poked against Anna's neck, since he had previously fired it and had attempted to shoot himself with it 2 weeks prior.
Hello?
Well, he was depressed. Don't kill about it, bro. He also addressed that the claim that Anna suffered from a fatal illness and rejected it. So I did not write this in here because
Sounds like a wild goose chase.
it was something about having some kind of ovarian, some lady part.
That she wanted to shoot herself in the back of the
Yeah,
head?
it was some lady part illness that he was claiming that she had. This is why I didn't even put this in here, because it was so stupid. It's not a terminal illness. And so
like
I would,
endometriosis or polycystic.
I feel like I think that was it. It was like a big long name, but it's not terminal.
Polyovarian. There's a word. I know the word.
It's
Polycystic ovarian syndrome. PCOS.
okay.
Or endometriosis. Those are the most common. It was a something.
I could go look at my full notes and find that, but I wasn't even going to acknowledge it.
Of what? That's why she jerked back when I
Yeah.
had a gun to her neck because
so
she
fucking
wanted
stupid.
to
I'm
die.
not going to put that in there. But the judge addressed it at the end of court. So now I have to feel like I have to say something about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Funkhouser's a fucking liar.
Yup.
Mitchell, the judge said, I find you not credible. And the court did consider letters submitted in support of Funkhouser and a letter from Anna's mother, Jill Gunderson. Quote, the person who could shed the most light on this, you've killed, Mitchell said.
Precisely.
Currently, this motherfucker, John Funkhouser, is 75 years old and in custody at the Idaho State Correctional Institution.
As, in my opinion, he should remain.
So 6
The
years?
possibility that he would get 6 years. And listen, I don't agree with the process and the policy and what led to that. But now looking back on it, in hindsight, I should say, and this is what is, I'm a little revengeful. So giving someone, when they hear 6 years and being like, oh my God, I'm going to be out in 6. I just got to mind my P's and Q's. And that does not happen. And I think that we can all imagine even if it's not in jail, like, I think I'm going to be here in 4 years or move here or get this house or have a goal within this many, and how hurtful that is. And to be in prison and think that I'm going to do everything I can to make it out in 6 and you don't.
No, because
That-
it has actually been
That
14,
turmoil.
15 years.
Turmoil.
It's been 15 years he's been sitting in jail.
Almost 3 times that amount. And I hope that it continues. Another one.
Denied, denied.
Because I think most women have dealt with like a roommate situation or a weird, any type of situationship or boyfriend. Imagine a boyfriend snuggling up to you and placing a gun at the base of your neck, the back of your skull. And then they're like, she jumped back. The gun went off. Why the fuck are you in my, and they had separate rooms.
Yeah.
So it's even more. It's even more defined.
But she had to be, I'm just going to tell you, because she was not, I just want to make it clear. She was not in her bed. So there was no sneaking in and snuggling, because how she fell was outside. She was kind of outside of her door.
So what are we doing? We're not snuggling.
Your defense was, your lies were not lying, and your defense was not defending, if that's a word.
And rot.
And Anna, she seemed like a badass woman. She's out there,
Has her own place, her own things.
And she's still, her husband of many, many years had died of cancer. So she, as
She was seasoned and
then you get
well beyond her years.
Yeah. And you mourn that, but then the excitement of a new life. And there was somebody there supporting her. Look, it's easy to do. But then she's like, oh, wait, now I got my bearings.
This is not what I was looking for.
This is not what I need. And she had met somebody new that was probably like, oh, yeah, I'm down. This is fun. And then
even if not, even if she wasn't even feeling it, she's like, I absolutely don't want that.
Right.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Well, and she made that perfectly clear
when it works.
Because before that, I mean, she was already like, yeah. No, but I think that they were roommates. And then she started, maybe had some interest in somebody else. And she's like, oh, you absolutely have to get the fuck out of my house now. Like, I was being nice before. But now I need to live my life.
You can tell that someone is leeching off of you. Yep. And she's like, yeah, that's not, I'm cool to help a friend. This is not helping a friend. This is you want to be a parasite.
Hey, Funkhouser, go get a fucking job, bro.
Yeah, Funkhouser.
Anyways, I hope your ramen noodle is always cold.
And I hope your pillow's hot on all sides and your mattress is fucking hurty.
I love it.
Anyway, Dani, thank you. I'm surprised I haven't heard about this one before, because what the fuck? And we even learned about Idaho towns
I need to go look that up.
As an Idaho native, I feel like we know about a lot of tiny towns. And maybe I've heard it before. I don't know. But
and maybe I completely butchered the name. Hey, let me know.
How do we say it?
Send us an email.
Quick email, the Lethal Library.
And you can yell at me. Look, if I had to look up pronunciation for every word that was different, every last name, I would just, and I do it a lot and I still say it wrong.
And the pronunciations, we will look up like 4 or 5 pronunciations and be like, okay, I think this one is the one that fits. Or we'll try several. And often every single one is wrong. We're trying.
Best foot forward.
Also, we have probably mentioned this in a few episodes, but just in case you've been skipping around and bibbity-bee-bopping, that's fine. But we had most of our episodes were not available to download. So if you haven't been here since the beginning, every single episode since the beginning, please be gentle. We were figuring out audio and editing strategies, but they're available. We never did do it before, and so that there are certainly some things that we know now that we didn't know then, but
the stories are still there.
The stories are there, and I'm not gonna take them down. Like, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with them. I think they're great stories, great banter. But just know, if the audio sounds a little funk, if the editing sounds a little choppy, we didn't have any clue what the fuck we're doing. So
yeah, no, we don't do this for a living. We don't know anybody who
does. But we'd love to.
Hey, vodka, sponsor us.
Hey, listeners, share with your friends.
Thank you. Don't forget to check out our TikToks. I'm gonna have Steph send one out tonight.
We're doing it.
Let's do it.
I think we've got one ready to go.
And email us with any ideas. I appreciate the case ideas, I just last week I recorded a case idea from a listener. I look into them. If there's the only reason I won't do it is if there's not enough.
We mostly rely on newspaper for Danny's research. Court cases and stuff.
And the baby stuff. Children, I have a hard time with. I'm very picky.
Yeah.
I have done a couple, but I have to make sure it's just not sensationalizing the murder of a child. I want to make sure that there's more to that in the story, meaning a fucked up investigation.
Yeah, and those are just tough, I mean, for anyone to discuss. And
so they're not my favorite. I contemplate those. So I have done a couple, but not my favorite thing to do. So, because we can find really fucking stupid people like this guy that just sums it up. So,
well, thank you guys again for supporting. By the time you hear this, we'll probably be at least 53 episodes. So I feel like that's kind of a feat. We appreciate your support.
Oh, we're on YouTube.
Danny's right. So listen, there are our 10 most recent episodes released on YouTube. They are just audio only, just with the logo. But we've heard that people like to use that as their listening platform, which was very new to us. We didn't know that that's how people were listening.
Because we just podcast on the podcast apps.
Well, when we listen to podcasts a lot, I would never... There's maybe one podcast that I would think of watching as well. But of the hundreds of podcasts I listen to, I'm talking truly maybe one. But no shade. If that's how you like to listen, that's your girly. We're there now. So our 10 most recent episodes will be there. We'll be releasing slowly. Video will be available soon. There's some kinks I got to work out. I don't know what.
It's a different editing process.
There's technical.
The queen right here.
Well, and there's also just technical, like that's the holdup now, because I know I have at least one ready to go for video.
News to me.
Working on it. Like working through it and getting through to these multi-billion-dollar companies with your silly little, I'm not Mr. Beast or, Theo Vaughn or Joe Rogan. So getting through to support is tough. But
so if you are a regular listener, go subscribe to us on YouTube.
Please,
because you will get notified when we actually upload video.
Yes, please go and just subscribe just to support and to get video when we have it available. I think I have 2 ready for video.
No shit.
So
look, I'm even surprised.
Yes,
I'm just stuck over here in newspapers.
Yeah. So it's a process for us. We're doing it because you guys said that you wanted it, and we're trying to be there for you. So thank you for everything. 10-4 Rubber Ducky.
Fuck yeah.